And ABC News political director Rick Klein joins me now for more on this. Rick, more than 94 million votes have already been cast. That's more than 68% of all of the votes counted in 2016. So when you look at these early indicators, polling, turnout, voter registrations, absentee ballot requests, what's your takeaway?
Diane, there's no way to look at all the data and not come away with the conclusion that Joe Biden has a lead right now. He has built up a significant lead in polling, but more importantly, in early vote over a range of states. The question, though, is what happens to that lead on Election Day when we expect Donald Trump to vastly outperform Joe Biden. Most of his voters, the majority of his voters, are likely Election Day voters. And to see the sights and the sounds, those massive rallies, those are the sights and sounds of enthusiasm. The hope for President Trump is that all those polls are wrong, and they're proven wrong by massive, massive turnout that in some way matches the early vote turnout. People are engaged in this election, and now Donald Trump just needs his people to show up in those same kind of numbers.
How is each candidate most likely to hit the 270 electoral votes they need?
Yeah, it's my favorite question, Diane. I spent so much time with the map, and it's a stubborn map. And if you look at the Donald Trump's map from 2016, he really needs to do what he did last time. And if he can just hold Michigan, Wisconsin, Pennsylvania, boom, he's president all over again. The flip of that is that a lot of Democrats and Republicans both believe that Michigan and Wisconsin are probably going to the Democratic candidate, to Joe Biden. And then Joe Biden has a lot of paths. He could win Pennsylvania, win the presidency. He could win Arizona and maybe just another electoral vote or a smaller state and win the presidency. Florida would put him well over the top. So would Georgia. So would North Carolina. So would Texas. So there are a couple of different paths for Joe Biden. One involves the so-called blue wall, those upper Midwestern states, just bringing them back home to the Democrats. The other, some combination of Sun Belt states. Any of those make him president. There's only a few places that Donald Trump is really playing offense. There's still some optimism about Minnesota, maybe even Nevada. But other than that, Trump really just needs to cling on to that map that delivered him the presidency.
What are the odds this becomes a contested outcome, and how would that play out?
Yeah, the scenario where it becomes contested is that we don't have any candidate, either candidate, over 270 votes immediately. And it's very possible, if not likely, that we're not going to have a winner declared by news organizations like ours in Michigan, in Wisconsin, and especially Pennsylvania, where they're not even beginning to count all of those absentee votes until tomorrow, until sometime tomorrow. So it's very possible that we're going to go a couple of days without knowing a winner there. Now, maybe it doesn't matter because Joe Biden has won enough other places that it's clear that he either has or will get 270 electoral votes. But if we are waiting on one state and that state is close, that's how you get into the contested election scenario. And of course, President Trump has been saying that that's a very real possibility.
And every time we hear that explained, it's always if Biden is able to win enough states, then we may have an answer. It seems like that path doesn't exist so much for President Trump. Why not?
Well, the bottom line is the president won very narrowly last time. And if he wins again, he's going to win very narrowly again. So he isn't going to put new states in play that change the calculus. He needs to win at least one of those three big Midwestern states to hold on. There aren't a lot of other options for him. So it just is. It's also a function a bit of the time zones that the early states on the East Coast that have earlier poll closing times, like Florida, like North Carolina, like Georgia, they are likely to have a substantial number of votes earlier in the evening. So they give us an indication of where the election is headed early on.
And President Trump is saying that ballots should not be counted after Election Day, but we know that some states do allow that. So how much could that delay the results coming in? And does the president have any say in that?
He does not. And it needs to be clear. States run elections. States have their own laws around how ballots are counted, when they can be received, when they can be counted. And never in the history of the country, Diane, has it been the case that every single election day, every single vote has been counted at the end of election night. There's nothing magical about the stroke of midnight. What happens is that every state gets votes in different batches. It's very localized at the county level, the precinct level, and they filter up to state boards of election. The certified results take weeks to come back. In the meantime, media organizations like us at ABC News are looking at the data and making projections based on that data. And that's exactly what we're going to do. We know, though, that several states are telling us already we're not going to have all of the vote or a substantial amount of the vote in on election night. Sometimes it'll be the wee hours of Wednesday morning. Others are saying it could be until daylight Wednesday or even Thursday or Friday before you have a complete portrait. Now, the president can complain about that. He can send lawyers to court about that. But the state laws are the state laws. And state by state, as we've talked to election experts, election officials, they tell us they don't care what the president says about this.
All right, we'll see how it all plays out soon enough. One day to go until the final votes. Rick Klein, we appreciate your analysis as always. Thank you.
Thanks, Diane.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.